And this is Terrain, the main character, who has amazing arms. I'm going feral. It is still the biggest disappointment of the year so far. Hello my angels, welcome back to another video. My name is Ro and today we are doing the mid-year freakout tag. So I think I did do this last year, even though I started my channel in June, but I can't remember and I can't be bothered to go and check. So this may be the first time I'm doing it, it may be the second, I am very unsure. But everyone does it every year, it's kind of like a booktube tradition, so let's just dive right in. So the first question is, what is your favourite book of the year so far? And if anyone has been paying attention to me or watching my videos, you will know that it is Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. Now this book, I have already just filmed like a gush instant fave video for this book, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but essentially it's about these twins that get experimented on kind of in the way of like 11 from Stranger Things, and the government that, well, it's not really the government that experiments on them, it's kind of like a secret society of alchemists are then coming after them. They get separated and sent to foster homes on either side of America, but they keep getting drawn back to each other, and they're called Roger and Dodger. Really good characters, really good plot, so much intrigue. You would not believe the intrigue in this book is off the charts. If I could have given it more than 10 on Core Pile, I would have. I think that everyone should read this book. It's so incredible. There's some timey-wimey stuff going on as well, which is really, really interesting. This is probably my new favourite book of all time. The second prompt is the best sequel that you've read so far this year, and for this I am picking In an Absent Dream by Shauna Maguire. Who is surprised? This was my favourite book of the series that's out so far. Obviously, the new one is coming out in January, but of the series so far, this is my favourite. It is the 4th instalment, and it follows Lundy from the first book, who is the kind of counsellor, and it follows her going to the goblin market and how there are like rules about what's fair and what is like fair trade and giving back exactly what you get and stuff like that. And I really like the rules that came across this world. I really enjoyed Lundy's story, and I really felt for her, and I understood all of her actions and the decisions that she made, and I felt really bad for her when it came to what happens to her, which obviously you will know if you read the first book because this is technically a prequel. But yeah, I cried so much during this book. It's incredible. The whole series is incredible, to be honest. I'm going to be talking a lot about Shauna Maguire this video, I feel. The third prompt is a new release that you have not read yet but you want to. And for me, this would be The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. This is the Illumicrate edition, which has really, really nice mauve maroon sprayed edges. I've been putting this off. It was on my June TBR, but I think I've said in a previous video that I found out that there was floppy paperbacks of this and The Jasmine Throne, and I really, really wanted to have this to read it. But I'm worried because I haven't seen one in Waterstones so far, and I don't want to order one online in case it isn't floppy and then it's stiff and then I've spent money for no reason and blah blah blah. So I'm kind of waiting till I see it in a Waterstones store. There is a Waterstones store near me in, it's called Merry Hill shopping centre, I don't know, but I think I might go there tomorrow just to have a pootle around, see what's there. I'm assuming it's going to be quite a small store because I think it's in like a shopping centre. The only thing I know about this is that it's set in a North African inspired world, it's sapphic and it is fantasy, and there's a lot of like politics going on. And this is Terrain, the main character, who has amazing arms. Prompt number 4 is your most anticipated book for the second half of the year, and for this, for me, it would be She Who Became the Sun. I am really, really excited for this. I know my friend Katie from Brightness Katie Reads has read this already. She read an arc. I have requested the arc, but I recently got approved for like 6 arcs like all at once, so my ratio has immediately kind of tanked to like halfway. So I'm going to try and get through some arcs this month and next month. She Who Became the Sun does come out in July, so I don't know if they'll approve me, but I know it's coming in a book box that I get. I won't say which one, so not to spoil. So yeah, I'm excited for this one because it's kind of straight up my alley. Asian inspired fantasy. Again, more politics, and I know that it's sapphic as well. Don't know much else, don't really want to know much else before I go in, so this is going to turn out to be a really short video, isn't it? I'm just going to talk about Shauna Maguire the whole time. Now, number 5 might be a bit controversial for some people because number 5 is Biggest Disappointment, and the book I'm going to show you, I did give 4 stars, but it is still the biggest disappointment of the year so far. If I had filmed this video like maybe tomorrow, I may have picked Jade Fire Gold by CL Tan because I'm currently 70% into that arc and I'm not having a good time. But for this prompt, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go for the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. And this again is the Illumicrate version. It's really, really pretty. And yes, I gave this 4 stars. Technically it was a 3.5. Corpile gave it 4. Out of 10, it had like exactly 7. So it is technically a 3.5 star book. The Jasmine Throne, what I knew going in was that it was sapphic, it was political, and there was disaster lesbians. I knew that the main ship would be kind of princess and maidservant, and that they were a bit sassy, a bit like bantery, and like didn't really get on kind of thing. And what I got, I thought that the princess would have been in the tower the whole time. I don't know, I'm not quite sure how to explain what I expected, but I didn't get what I wanted out of this, because Tasha Suri tends to write, or has written before with Empire of Sand, it's fantasy romance. So it's not heavy on the fantasy, it's heavy on the romance. Whereas this was very, very plot heavy, but there was no intrigue. I didn't feel like I was, you know, clamoring to turn the page or wanting to know what happened next, because everything was a little bit predictable. The plot beats kind of they just went through the normal plot beats, like you could just see what was going to happen. There was a little bit of intrigue with this guy's name, like what his true name was, because it would be a prophecy, but again, I kind of saw it coming quite a while before it got said. I did really, really enjoy the characters. I think it was the plot that let me down for this, and I think I wanted a bit more romance considering I was expecting a fantasy romance. I think it may have been marketed a little bit wrong, because obviously her previous series is fantasy romance, so maybe they marketed this the same, but it's not really the same. This is the first in a series, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna continue. Like, this was my top anticipated book of this year, and I think that's why I'm putting this for biggest disappointment, because although 3.5/4 stars is by no means a bad rating, like it's still a solid book, and someone else might like really, really love it compared to me if they know what it is going in. But I expected so much more, and I expected something really different from what it was. I'm genuinely so sad that I didn't like this as much as I wanted to. I still really like Tasha Suri. I'm still gonna read, I read Empire of Sand, but I haven't read the sister book to it yet, which I can't remember the name of. I didn't put this down and go, oh my god, what happens next? I'll keep it because I want it on my shelves. I still really, really like the book in general, but it was disappointing. The next prompt is biggest surprise. And none of you will be surprised that I've picked a Shauna Maguire book. Yay! I'm picking Every Heart a Doorway because this book has been on my TBR since, I think, December 2017. So 3.5 years I owned this book and I didn't read it. It might even be 2016, I don't remember. But I've been on my TBR for that long, owned it for that much longer. It's just been sat on my shelf and I've just been putting it off. I had put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, and I'd heard mixed things. I was just like, I don't really want to pick it up. I'm not intrigued to pick it up and this and that. And it was one of those things where like I hadn't read the synopsis in a while, like on the inside of the dust jacket. And I think one day I just picked up the dust jacket, or like I picked up the book, read the dust jacket and was like, oh, it is actually like sounding really good. And I think it may also have been someone on BookTube that I watched that also had read it recently, but I honestly couldn't tell you, I couldn't remember. This turned out to be, I have to say, my second favourite of the year now because Middle Game is first, but it turned out to be like one of my all-time favourite series, like new all-time favourite series. I have a fucking tattoo of it. This book just shocked me completely because I'd put it off for so long that I was like, oh, it'll be okay. I might really like it, but like, you know, if something can be a 5-star prediction and you can really like it, but it obviously doesn't always become an instant favourite or one of your favourite series of all time. But I did not expect this to become literally one of my favourite series of all time. It's so good. And I didn't say the synopsis earlier because I feel like people do know it because I've already picked up In an Absent Dream already for one of the prompts. But just really, really quick run through. Every Heart a Doorway is about kids who go through doorways, such as, you know, like Narnia, Alice in Wonderland, that kind of thing. How when they come back to the real world, they can't really adjust. They miss the worlds they were in, and it's basically their home and they want to go back. So they go to Eleanor Westwood's Home for Wayward Children, and she takes care of them and gives them therapy and helps them get through life, and essentially like just gets them through their childhood and the trauma of having left their true home behind. And the whole series kind of fluctuates between being set in the modern day at the school and then back with kind of like prequels of characters when they went to their worlds. And I just love every single book in this series. Even Greengrass Fields, which is the last book at the moment, which I only gave 4 stars, I still really, really loved it. I think everyone should read this series. I think everyone should read this. Everyone should read Middle Game. If you want to get to know me, read this book. Now, number 7. The prompt for number 7 is new favourite author. So I think no one is surprised that I'm gonna say Shauna Maguire. If it's not obvious by the last few videos or even me just talking in this video, I fucking love Shauna Maguire. I want to go and read her other series. I'm hoping to maybe see them at the library or something because the October Day series is quite old now. I think the first one was 2009. So maybe go and see if they're in the library because they are urban fantasy, which I'm not that into, but if it's her writing, I will probably love it anyway. Her writing is beautiful, and the way she uses metaphor and the way she uses her words to craft a story is just absolutely incredible. And it makes me nostalgic and happy, and it makes me speechless because I just love this author so much. I follow her on Twitter, and I don't follow that many authors on Twitter. I just want all of her books. Like, I want to have a Shauna Maguire shelf. I want special editions. They must be underrated because there's no fucking special editions. I want special editions of these, please. I'm going feral. Moving away from Shauna Maguire for now, the prompt for number 8 is newest fictional crush. Now, I had a little bit of a think about this, but I basically could only come up with Hawke from Blood and Ash because he is so fit. Like, I just imagine him as the fittest person I've ever met in my life. And it's like, you know, the smile and the smirk and it's a bad boy. I am being a bit of a generic booktube bitch here. I bloody love him. He is incredible, and like stuff you find out about him and the way his character arc goes and the way he treats Feyre, like obviously later on as well when they're properly in a relationship. It's just so, it's great. I love the way he treats her, and I just love the way he is. And like the sex scenes are amazing. I did give this 4 stars. Sequel I gave 5, and then the third one I gave 4 because I'm still waiting for a threesome scene. Ms. Armentrout, where is the threesome scene? I've been waiting. Each of these are 600 pages. I've read 1800 pages and I haven't got a threesome. Where is it? I would like it, please. But yeah, Hawke. Prompt number 9 is newest favourite character. Now, I struggled a little bit with this because when I think about my favourite characters, it has to be someone I either resonate with, I fancy, or that like I want to be, or they just like do something really cool. So although like, of course, like Docile, Middle Game, like some of these are my favourite books of the year so far, I wouldn't say like they have my favourite characters in. So for this one, Spoops is going to be very happy because I'm picking Mitsuko from Battle Royale. She is a girl in this, she's one of kind of the main ones you follow, and she is just ruthless and she's great. She's a bit like Jennifer Check from Jennifer's Body, to be honest. That's the kind of vibe I get from her. She's like a femme fatale, like they are only like 15, but it's written like very aged up. But she's a bit of like a femme fatale, dangerous woman, Catwoman kind of character. And she's really great, and I really like her. It's great. If you don't know what Battle Royale is about, it's essentially what Hunger Games was based on. So 42 kids get sent to an island and they have to fight to the death. Set in Japan. Yeah, it's basically kind of same as Hunger Games, but because Hunger Games was based on it. Very good. I read this all in one day on sprints, on Maddie's Sunday sprints, and I absolutely devoured it. It was their first pick for the Bin Books Club, actually. Link in the description. It was just really fucking good. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. Everyone should read it. If you like Hunger Games, you should read Battle Royale, essentially. Problem number 10 is a book that made me cry, and I did try and look really hard. I've read like 36 books this year, which is not really many when you're trying to look for like specific things like something that made you cry. I don't cry a lot, but I'm gonna have to pick Every Heart a Doorway. Or, I mean, actually, I have to pick the whole Wayward Children series because I cried in every single one of these books, except for this last one. I didn't cry in that one, unfortunately. All of these books I cried in, all of their stories I've cried at. It just makes me so emotional. And I'm sorry to have talked about these series so much in this one video, but I really, really love it. I just, I really want special editions. I really want like all of the editions that I can get. If there was Japanese editions, I don't know. I just really love it. It made me so emotional. And if you haven't watched my Wayward Children vlog, you should go check it out because I get very emotional in that vlog as well. Okay, you'll be pleased to know I will not be talking about Shauna Maguire for the rest of this video. Prompt number 11 is a book that made me happy, which was very hard to find because I don't really read happy books. I don't really read contemporary. I don't really read comedy. I don't read anything much other than fantasy, not gonna lie. But I decided to twist the prompt a little and I chose In the Ravenous Dark. This is the Lumicrate edition, which is beautiful. But I chose this because it made me happy to see a pansexual main character, a non-binary main character, a lesbian main character, and then also them being in a polyamorous relationship. That just made me happy to see in general because you don't see a lot of that. I would love it to be more normalized and to be just in more books. Like, although there wasn't really a love triangle because the polyamory is kind of like one girl and then a guy and then a girl. It's not really between the guy and the girl. I would love to see more polyamory with all of them involved, or to like solve an actual love triangle with polyamory. This was like polyamorous from the start, which was obviously still brilliant. Love to see it, but I really, really want to see a love triangle solved by polyamory. But yeah, this is about a pansexual blood mage who gets kind of found out, like being a blood mage is illegal unless you're like in the royal guard. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have to be under supervision and like tied to something and this and that, and you can pass down bloodlines and stuff, and we get extra magic and you have like all runes all over them. Inside this as well, there's like pictures of the main characters, which are gorgeous. But yeah, basically there's some weird shit going on in the palace. The world has like a blight and stuff. So that's kind of like the background plot, but the main character kind of gets dragged to the palace because she was discovered as a blood mage, and it kind of just goes from there. I gave this 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, but it wasn't, definitely not 5-star worthy. It was kind of like a middle 4-star. I really like the cover, beautiful cover, and obviously beautiful edition as well. I have it like facing edges out on my shelf. And yeah, it just made me happy to see that, so should read In the Ravenous Dark. Number 12 is the most beautiful edition or most beautiful book that you've bought or received this year. And I have to pick, like, there is no competition, I have to pick this. Now, if you don't know what Miracles for Breakfast means, this is a slipcase for Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares. This is the Litjoy crate version. It comes in this beautiful slipcase. Look at that. Oh god, it's falling out. Absolutely gorgeous. This cost me over £100 to have shipped here as well, which I was like, but it's worth it. It's got like shiny, reflective sprayed silver edges. The art on the front, like if you don't follow my Bookstagram, I recently put up a picture of all of this, but the art on the front, the art on the back, look at him there. Even the end pages have beautiful art. Look at that. And then Wraith up there. Back is the same. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Even the tip-in pages or like the signed pages have been like designed with art. I think that may be the art from her husband, actually. Just the first book. And then you have Muse of Nightmares. It's all on hardback as well. No dust jacket. Beautiful. Here's the inside. Gorgeous. I honestly have never owned anything so beautiful in my life. And again, the tip-in page. different again. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm so glad that I got this because Strange the Dreamer is genuinely one of my favourite books ever. Like, I can't get over it. Even rereading them recently, it was like the same magic, the same feelings came back. I was a little bit disappointed because like there's a bit of damage, but you know, que sera, sera. Like, obviously I have all of these lovely special editions here from like Fairy Loot, Illumicrate and stuff. Like, they are gorgeous, but that's mainly just sprayed edges or stenciled edges. Like, that edition of Strange the Dreamer and Muse is just everything. Absolutely everything. So the very, very last prompt is to give a book or books that you want to read by the end of the year. I've got a couple of things for this. I really, really want to finish the Ember in the Ashes quartet. I've only read the first book and I've got the special editions here, so I really want to know if I want to keep them. Although I did give the first book 4.5 stars, I did really enjoy it, so I'm hoping the rest of it I do really enjoy as well. I really, really also need to get to the Stormlight Archive. I do want to finish that this year, or will start and finish it, because I need to finish Hero of Ages first. Then I need to get to Warbreaker, because that's kind of like something you should read before Stormlight, and then I'll get to Stormlight. So I kind of want to get through those before the end of the year. Fingers fucking crossed, because they are chunky and I just need to pick them up. And also I would like to start making my way through my Goldsborough collection, because I haven't really read any of them. I've read The Bone Shard Daughter, but I don't think I've read any other of my Goldsborough books. And I have a whole shelf dedicated to it. So, and the June book just arrived as well. Mini haul, I guess. Son of the Storm has just arrived as well. So I have a lot of books from Goldsborough. Is there a... Oh, hey. There's a little, like, art print with a little letter. I didn't see that. That's cute. But yeah, sorry. Got a bit distracted then. It's got nice little edges like that. But yeah, I want to start getting through my Goldsborough books because I need to know if I want to keep them. Same with my Fairy Loot and Illumicrate books, to be honest. I do really need to start getting a move on with them because I just have so much to read. To be fair, I've got Kingdom of the Wicked on my TBR this month. Fingers crossed, I'm just going to try and mood read my way through these fucking books, because Jesus Christ. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video, even though I basically only talked about Shauna Maguire for 30 minutes. I'm sorry! If you liked this video, please do leave a like below and click that subscribe button, or leave a comment. Did you read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Do you have any other opinions? Any recommendations for me? That is a big one. Any recommendations, please let me know. You should check out all the other videos that I've mentioned in this video, such as my Wayward Children vlog and my instant faves for the Every Heart a Doorway as well. I will see you in the next one. Bye!